Welcome viewers to the fortnightly Tanso TCR series, now in its fourth season, a familiar format with familiar drivers take to the Canadian Tires Motorsport Park for 2 times 20-minute races, the second of which, ladies and gentlemen, is a 12-car reverse grid. This is Tanso's first ever visit to the Canadian circuit, with the official iRacing TCR races being there this week. The drivers should be well prepared for tonight's racing. My name's Rob Sutherland. I'm also joined by Rob Jackson, and you join us in the middle of a 3-lap solo qualification ahead of tonight's races. Rob Jackson, how are you doing tonight?
I'm not too bad, Rob. It's just slightly warm, but you know, that's the great British summer, I suppose.
Yep, all 3 days of it, we're a swelter in here, so we'll be significantly lighter at the end of the broadcast than we started it with, I should imagine, certainly if it's nice and exciting. I should imagine the sim races in tonight's race will also be in that scenario, because we're just talking, they'll be doing the steering, the pedal inputs, and going for hell-raising moves down into corner number 2, Clayton's corner, I should imagine. We're going to bring up the championship standings quite quick, just so you can get an idea of what's going on. That's if we have them.
Yep, they're just coming up on screen now there, Rob.
We'll press some special iRacing buttons, and iRacing present to us so we can see the championship standings at the moment. Andrew McKinley out front, Neil Stevens to second, and then third to seventh is particularly close with Mr. Crowther, Mr. Brown, Mr. Dudley Wareham, all nice and close. Also, Kane there is in the back as well, trying to bring his way up. So there's plenty on the plate tonight. We're going to see some lap times set currently. I think there's a lot of people on their out laps at the moment. But we're looking, I think, at currently new week, new track, new team for Callum Garton. And we'll be looking for some lap times to be set. Who's going to go top at the starts?
It's in qualifying, sorry, we're in qualifying now. In practice, Callum was setting the pace. He was a good couple of tenths quicker than Dan. So it's normally is them two that are at the top of the pile. But just to touch on what you just said there as well, Rob, about there's points to gain tonight. I think there's some massive points for Neil to gain tonight if he manages to finish both races in the top half, because his teammate Andrew is not with us tonight, and of course at the moment it's them two out front in the championship.
Yeah, the other Ignium driver, Andy McKinley, isn't here today. He did say that on the Discord. The Tanso Discord, which conveniently the link is in the description of this broadcast if anyone wants to join it. Yeah, he did say that he wasn't going to be here this week. However, looks like another Ignium driver, Steve Norman, is currently taking his place at the top of the scoring charts. He's set his purple with the 126.29. I should imagine that will drop quite a bit, and it has. John Brown's just beaten it with a 126.07. Sorry, 0, and that means he's gone 2 tenths faster. Yeah, we're looking at a bit of a shuffle around with drivers, but yeah, and no Andrew McKinley, huge for Neil Stevenson, and huge for anyone else that wants to catch up with Andrew's target, because these will be 2 races tonight, so 2 opportunities to score points, and we'll be looking to see how they do.
Yep, and also we're 1 driver down, but we have also got a few new drivers tonight as well, haven't we? As we just jump to one of them who's currently sat in 6th position is Arthur. It's his first time in series. I think it's his first time out in the Tanso TCR as well.
Yes, so welcome along to Arthur. He's one of the drivers. Also, the other driver is Daniel Robb, I believe, who we can see on screen now. Both guys electing to drive a Hyundai, a certain flavour of Hyundai. They're out of the 15 drivers we've got today. There's only 1 driver not in a Hyundai.
Yep, that's right. It's good old JT Scrabbo, however you know him. He's very faithful to his Audi, and he sticks with it through thick and thin. Yeah,
everyone else is in a Hyundai. There must be something there in the BOP, maybe. Who knows? Mark Brown currently top with a 125.9 times a drop in steel. Derek Crowther, the second position with 125.97. These guys are going to come round to complete their 3rd lap. Derek Crowther, I think, may well have done that.
It looks like Derek's just gone into the pits at the moment. But as you say that, I can see one name on the timing tower setting purples in the first 2 sectors. So I wouldn't be surprised if he jumps up to 1st position once he comes round to finish his lap.
Okay, that guy will be, I think I saw Callum setting some purples, certainly sector number 2. Dan Mould, actually, he's all the way down in 10th position at the moment, so that's unfamiliar territory for Mr. Mould. I I think we've just seen a final lap time for Mark Brown. Best last, I don't think. Yeah, he did. It's that purple last time round. So, provisional pole position currently goes to Mark Brown. Just a few more laps. Callum Reed-Garden, such as the curse, has beaten that. He's now first position with a 125.37. Significantly faster, having, set those two purples that you mentioned earlier, Rob. So that's the end of his qualification. And who are we looking at now setting purples or setting significant greens, Rob?
Sorry, I was just looking at the buttons, but Daniel Wareham seems to be setting quite a few greens. So he's currently sat down in 12th position. I suppose these times match his car colour scheme.
So one of the Matrix guys, he's back for the after missing, I think, certainly the last round for Daniel Wareham. Dan Mould's just gone second position, so we've got Mould and Reed-Garton on the front row of the grid. And the battle between those two guys will be back on. Obviously, Dan missed around the start of the season, so he's currently in 10th position in the championship. So he'll be looking to score some points. And we just want to have a look. Championship second position, Neil Stevenson down in 9th position, Rob.
Yeah, it's not really Neil's best there, is it? To be honest, no offence, Neil there. But you know him in the top 5. So I don't know, maybe just a bit of unfamiliarity with the track. Or just had a couple of incidents and just couldn't quite get that timing.
The last guy to complete a lap, I think, is a new guy, Daniel Robb. He's currently down in 12th position, and he's just going on to the back straight, the Marianne Andretti straight away. And he'll be looking to set some greens, I think. He's very much in the greens at the moment, as we see him go back down straight. He's got a few kinks in this straight, so it can be a little bit less straightforward than normal, especially in qualification trim. He'll be looking to set himself up the left-hand side of the circuit here before he goes into the S's, which is a lovely flowing set of corners, followed by the last corner, White's corner set shot for the start-finish straights.
Yeah, I must condone, that's not the right word, is it? I don't know which word I'm trying to say, but basically, I like Daniel's last name. I think he's got a decent surname there.
Yes, you're right. Yeah. Maybe wish him all the success in the world with that second name. Without at the same time giving him a curse, basically. It's just a few guys on second now. The positions are set. Should we go through them now, Mr. Rob?
Did not officially come through as of yet, but currently everyone has done the 3 laps. So we've got Callum Reed-Garton in first position, Dan Mould is in second, followed by Mark Brown in third, Derek Crowler's fourth, John Brown's fifth, Alan McCain in 6th, Sam Smith in 7th, Stephen Norman in 8th position, and Neil Stevenson in 9th. Arthur Thurtle in 10th, Ryan Dudley in 11th, Daniel Robb in 12th, and Daniel Wareham in 13th, Andrew Lovesey in 14th, and last but not least is JT Johnson in 15th position. That's
very low from Andrew Lovesey. I didn't expect to see him down there. He'll probably have quite a fun time coming through the pack, I should imagine. Right, so first of all, we need to do some form of apology for our newcomer, Arthur Thurtle, because Thurtle, I'm presuming, is a northern name. I'm not a northerner. Rob Jackson is. So if I get it wrong, it's because I'm a southerner. If Rob gets it wrong, he should know better. So feel free to drop in the comments any sort of formal complaints about our lack of ability with northern names, Mr. Thurtle. So so that should be good. So we're going to look at thinking about starting the race now. I think we're just bringing the qualification to a close. I think we're sat watching Dan Mould on the grid, just parked up at the moment. That's in the new Blade Design D80 livery. And Dan, for anyone who doesn't know, is on YouTube streaming at the moment. So his race will be broadcasted on YouTube. There are a couple of Twitch people, one of which will be John Brown. There should be some links on the Tanso Discord for anyone who wants to watch that sort of stuff. And give them a like, follow, subscribe, all that sort of stuff, which you can do to us if you feel like it. That would be lovely. We're going to see some guys join the grid now.
Yep, as you can see, the cars are joining the grid there now, just as we've got the official confirmation of the starting grid now on screen. So yeah, we just wait for all the cars to grid up and get ready, and then we can start this race.
Right, excellent. So the news of today, we've got a Reed-Garden Mould front row. We've got Brown, Crowther, Brown and McCain. These guys are all in the championship fight. They're on rows 2s and 3s. And then returning back, we've got Sandra Smith, Stephen Norman, the Ignium boys, and then championship second position, Neil Stevenson alongside Andrew Thurtle. Right, so we're going to hear some revs. We're going to hear a lot of chirping because these are all turbo cars.
Yep, we're still Callum's just joined. It was just waiting for Dan now to join onto the grid, and then as soon as he joins, the lights will come on and we can get racing. So I think Dan's just playing the mind games here. Just there he is. He's joined the grid now. So ever so shortly, the lights will come up on screen as we wait patiently. And there they are. 4 lights on, 5 lights, and they're off.
So race round number 4 Mosport is underway, and it's a fantastic start from Mark Brown to the outside of the turn number 1 as he goes and cuts in. We're looking at 2x2 at the moment down into the Fearsome Clayton corner, and they're all kind of nicely spread out at the moment. No real drama. Second position looks like Dan Mould's got the circuit's track position for Reed McGarden, but turn number 2 can flow into turn number 3 quite nicely. So Reed McGarden's just tucked up the rear now. That's a Velestar versus Elantra, and we're looking further back. We were looking further back to the Co Brown machine, who's been hassled by Sam J. Smith. That's the 26th car, John Brown, and now we've cool. Do you want to count us in and do a welcome back? I'm trying to watch the stream in a minute. Oh! Cool. welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We've missed a little bit of the start of the race. We've had a bit of a hiccup. I can't hear comms. I can't hear voice. Oh yeah, I can. Cool. There you go. Right. Okay, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. So we're coming to the closing stages of heat number 1 at the moment. The results, sorry, not the results. The current standings are what you see on screen. The top 3, we've had a battle between Reed Garden, Mould and Brown, Mark Brown, for the majority of the race. I've seen Dan Mould do a fantastic save on the Andretti straightaway, which you might have to go watch his stream to see what happened there. We've had some drama at the back. Daniel Robb has had early incident, but also more tellingly, Neil Stevenson has had a bit of damage and has, I think, had a pit. So he's currently all the way down in 13th position, -4 positions. We've also seen Andrew J. Lovesley just walk his way further up the grid with Sam J. Smith and Stephen Norman. However, the battle between Brown, Dudley and Crowther has been ongoing. Currently the closest on track at the moment. And we're looking at the car of Dudley now, just trying to defend from the Insignia Racing machine of Derek Crowther and Arthur Thurtle, who we haven't mentioned since the start. He's currently up in 7th position behind these 3, Mr. Jackson.
Yep, it looks like it's been a quite an exciting race, a few battles, and unfortunately I missed Dan's incident myself. So
that was amazing. Best save in the world, all that sort of overly hyping stuff. So first of all, guys, sorry about the mistaken broadcast. It turns out Windows 11 doesn't like hot temperature, and any associated machine that does any other background work doesn't like the machine dying. So we've had a bit of fun getting everything back up again. We can safely say that Rob Jackson's probably lost a few kilos in sweat alone in the last few minutes. So hopefully this is stable for the race number 2, the reverse grid. This battle of 3, Rob, has turned into a little group of 4.
Yeah, you can see there Stevens just coming onto the back end of it, and of course when cars are battling, it does slow them down just that little bit, and the cars about a second or 2 behind can see that, and they get the bit behind the teeth, just as we see Derek there goes past Ryan up the inside. So it's just allowed Stephen to claw his way back and just attach himself to the back, and hopefully he'll be looking to pick up a few positions from this.
So the outside of turn number 8 comes to the inside of turn number 9, which goes again to the outside of White's corner, last corner, and we're just going to see how that does. I think a little bit of netcode between the 2 guys there, but Dudley just holds it tight, and well, they're going side by side again. So welcome to Tanso, Mr. Thurtle. This is how it goes in this space. Nice tight racing, loads of respect. Everyone's on the same Discord, so if anyone gets out of hand or off track like that, it all gets sorted out quite nicely. And this is down into the fearsome Clayton corner, number 2. It's an off-camber, downhill sweeper, and if you get it wrong, it kind of just pulls you off into the wall. And it's a little bit scary, probably less scary in these TCRs, maybe once the tyres are up to temperature, but when they're not up to temperature, oh my days, it's an absolute magnet, that wall.
It certainly is. I had a couple of incidents myself in a league I did last season, and the first right-hander, then followed by that set round corner 2, the left-hander, cold tyres, just understeer city, and then once you go off, then that wall just pulls you in, entices you in further, and damages your car.
Right, I think we might have missed a checkered flag. With us being out of sync or not, we're going to go to the front. We're going to go... Well, we've just seen it in time. Callum Regan takes your first race win. Then he'll be followed up by the D80 machine. Dan Mould, there we go. The Velastar crosses the line. And further in the back, Mark Brown, who had a fantastic race. He's in 3rd position. And then his Code Brown teammate, John Brown, currently in 4th. And the first Insignia car back. There we go. Ahead of the pack, Derek Crowther did take Ryan Dudley on the line. Steve Norman behind, followed by Arthur Thurtle, who did drop that position late in the race, followed by the recovering Simtech machine of Sam J. Smith. Andrew Lovesley in the Ignium car finishes 10th position. 11th position goes to the Matrix machine of Alan McCain, followed by his Matrix teammate of Daniel Wareham. And bringing up the back of the grid is JT Johnson. And there's probably the championship 2nd position, Neil Stevenson, in there somewhere. But he will be off the order, I believe.
Neil Neil finished in 13th, so it's not as many points as he would have hoped to have got, but he's still gained some points. As we just see there, Daniel Robb comes around the final corner and crosses the line.
Fantastic. So, spoilers, the second race is a 12 grid reverse, and that means maybe for the first time since records began, or since I can remember, we've got an old Matrix front row, Rob.
Yes, we have. That's correct. Yeah, just see Daniel Wareham will take pole position, and Alan McCain will start alongside him in second.
Right. So we are not sure we're going to take as long a break as we would normally do, but we will do at some point just before race 2. Do we have any live championship score points updated, Mr. Jackson?
Unfortunately, due to the couple of errors that I had earlier, no, we haven't.
Right. Okay, fantastic. So what we might do is you can see the final results on screen, or they have been running up on screen, and we shall see sort of where everyone's sort of settled down. What we will do is we'll take a couple of minute breaks, I think, and we'll come back early for race number 2, and we'll take you through the reverse grid, and then we'll take you through the start and the rest of the race. Viewers, round number 4, Tanso TCR series. We're looking at the feature race now, which is 12-car reverse grid. What we saw previously was a abridged version of the heat race, and what we saw then was Callum Reed-Garden take his second win so far of the season, his second win in 2 meetings, followed by Dan Mould, who's took his second podium, and also Mark Brown in third position, his third podium as well this season. So some good progress from these guys. And what we're doing now is we're going to just take you through the reverse grid very, very quickly. Front row will be Daniel Wareham, Alan McCain, the Team Matrix cars. Second row will be Andrew Lovesey, Sam J. Smith. Third row is the newcomer Arthur Thurtle and Steve Norman. And Ryan Dudley will start in 7th position. 8th position, Derek Crowther. 9th position, John Brown and his compatriot Mark Brown is in 10th. 11th and 12th is your first and second guys. From the first race, Dan Molden, who finished second, Callum Regardley, who finished first. And then the first of the lap down guys is Neil Stevenson in 13th position. 14th position is JT Johnson. In 15th position, I don't know if he's still in the server, is Daniel Robb.
It's I'm not sure myself if he's still in the server there, to be honest,
No,
Rob.
I think it might be. What this might mean then is that we will have a full grid procedure, so we won't shortcut the grid because all drivers won't be able to join the grid, Mr. Jackson. So this isn't our first Tanso TCR championship, but for anyone who's reverse grid, but for anyone who is new to the reverse grid, how can we expect things to go, Mr. Jackson?
Well, it can be quite interesting, can't it? Just as we say, sorry, as the lights come on now, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and off they go. So not the best of starts there from Daniel, whereas Alan seems to get a great start. So he pulls up alongside and passes his teammate and goes into first position.
So first cars through are the Team Matrix cars. Sam J. Smith threatening on the outside of turn number 1, and he will have the inside turn number 2, I should imagine. Yep, Daniel Wareham has just sort of held himself alongside drop. There we go. You're off into the and there's a couple of cars off. I think that's Mark Brown from the first race.
Brown behind,
just starting out away from the wall. Mark Brown takes a big hit into the wall and rotates the car. That's a bit of damage from him. So Daniel Wareham, Mark Brown early out of this one. That benefits Steve Norman and Andrew Lovesey. 3rd and 4th position for the 2 Ignium guys, and Arthur Thurtle still currently 5th as they go down into Moss Corner.
Yep, and just talking earlier about, well, I'm not sure if we got it on the stream or not, about the first lap, the long left-hander and the understeer, and just saw 2 cars there exactly the same, just cold tyres, just straight off into the grass and then straight into the wall.
I think it might be quite fun later on to take an onboard with Mark Brown just to see a replay of that incident. We can see a huge queue of cars from Andrew Lovesey all the way back now as they go into the final S's complex of this glorious Canadian circuit, and it looks like Thurtle's got it into 4th.
Yep, that's right. It looks like Noah's Ark there, 2 by 2 by 2 almost. But Neil looked like he was going to go down the inside of Dan, but his cool heads prevail and he tucked in behind him and is attacking him now down the start-finish straight.
Oh, look at that D80 car. It's a little bit red, it's a little bit white, it's a little bit sort of grey-black as well. That's Dan Mould. He's one of the hot things for the reverse grid. He's currently up into 7th position, and around him somewhere will be an Elantra of Callum Garden. You can see just in the back. He will be looking to come through as well. They're both +3 already, and this is a big pack for them to fight their way through, Rob.
Yep, that's right. It's I said both +3. Along with Neil behind them as well, but yeah, they'll try and take advantage of the early stages and squeeze past people and get more positions and more points on the board.
And we see the Callum Garden machine just up the inside. He'll be looking to hold off Moss Corner from Dan Mould as they go down the straight just a bit. Well, Dan gets a fantastic exit there, and that's really bulked Callum. And he'll have Neil Stevenson up behind him looking to take advantage. Now, this is difficult with the toe. Sometimes you don't want to get a run on them too early. Sometimes, you can't get a run on them too early, basically. And you're just kind of hoping to hold on for the end of the Mario Andretti straightaway. So you can see, I keep saying Tanso, but it's not. It's Ryan Dudley just on the outside. He had quite a few fans in chat last time. Also, his little wobble going into the S's just allowed Dan Mould just to get underneath him now. So he's going to be a little bit spicy, I should imagine, going through the last corner. We're looking at the top 3. That's Alan McCain, Sam J. Smith, Steve Norman. They might not want to fight now because there's a hell of a battle going on behind them. But Sam J. Smith down the inside of turn number 1. He's looking to take the lead off of Alan McCain. And we can see someone rejoining. That's Mark Brown joining right in front of the P4 battle. That's going to be spicy.
That's not the best place for Mark there to join, is it? But hopefully he won't cause too many issues and maybe just pull to one side and let the cars past who are currently battling for position. But just as you was talking there as well, Rob, with this battle with the top 3, we noticed Alan lost out and actually dropped down to 3rd position with going around the outside of the corner.
Yeah, but don't worry, Alan. There's a big straight in a couple of corners' time, and you can just sit up behind him and do him at the end on the toe, I should imagine. But he's going to try and do a little bit wide. Sam J. Smith, the leader, goes off and into the wall. That's his time at the top finish, and he safely rejoins in front of an absolute cluster of vehicles, a cluster of Hyundais. Everyone's in a Hyundai, guys. There's only one guy in an Audi, and he's nowhere near this pack. Yeah, this is an absolute one-make championship almost, I should imagine. And as they go down the straightaway, you can see Dudley's just sitting behind Sam J. Smith, who's dropped a hell of a lot of positions. And looking to the front of that, looks like Thurtle and Lovesley are working to break away from this pack, Rob.
Yep, that's right. We'll just come on board with Derek, who's right at the back of this pack. So yeah, as we can see, that there's a good few from 11th all the way up to 3rd position. You know, and in fact, 1st and 2nd aren't that much further in front. But it's a nice big long train of cars.
So you can see the Veloster of Derek Crowther. It does look very, very sort of stable compared to the Elantra in front. All these cars are running a fixed set. So all the Velostars are running the same set. All the Elantras are running the same set, and those sets are boxed against each other. So they are fairly even. Certainly the most even ones out there are the two Hyundais to each other. So it's fairly fair racing here in the Tanso TCR Championship. And as you've seen so far, there's not been many murders. Murders are strongly discouraged here, unless it's at the end of the race when the checkered flag's dropped. And you see Callum Regarden just making his way past Dan, but he's not closing the door.
Yep, no, it's a hard but fair racing here. They're going 2 by 2 all the way through the messes. And now, you know, as Callum used the smart head here and just tucked in behind Dan for the long straight to get a bit of toe. But he's got to be careful as well, because Neil is not that far behind him and has actually just pulled up on alongside Callum and got the position.
Yeah, so that's opportunity stuff from Neil. He might not be able to hold it through these S's because Callum's looking quite racy. And we're looking here, and this is a battle for what, 8th, 9th position,
yep.
And this is as hot, and they seem quite far away from the 1st and 2nd guys. It seems like there's a lot of cars in between. That's normally not the case in a reverse grid. Normally all the hard work's done fairly early. This kind of race will benefit the likes of McCain, Norman and Lovesley out in the top 3 positions, Rob.
Yep, that's right. McCain and Norman, they are 1.5 seconds in front of Lovesley in 3rd position. So they're, you know, it's a nice steady race for them. Maybe Stephen is just not being as aggressive as he might normally be. I mean, it's only his 2nd race, so we don't fully know his driving style. But yeah, he could be driving behind Alan and working with him to try and pull a gap on the cars behind and, you know, cement the position on the podium.
So we're looking at we were looking at Andrew Lovesley, who's currently in 3rd position. This is Andrew Lovesley's first race since pretty much this time last season, really. We turned up at round 4, which is at Alton Park International. How did he do there? Well, he's on a podium. The guy's won 2 races in Tanso so far. He will, he will want to win a 3rd. And you know, he's a pretty quick guy. He can probably get up there. He's certainly the fastest out of these top 3, 4, 5 positions at the moment. A new purple has gone to John Brown, or we'll say Nico Brown Machine, and he's somewhere in his pack, I should imagine.
He's out front. I say he's out front. He's just tucked in behind Arthur, so we'll be getting a good toe from Arthur. He's got no one attacking him from behind. Sam's now dropped 1.3 seconds further back, who's heavily defending now against Dan.
Yeah, he'll be looking after his. We'll be probably trying to look after his tyres. He did not enough early, and we also I completely forgotten already. He did hit the wall. He may well have some suspension bodywork damage, and that may well just be affecting his front end as Dan switches and sticks it down the inside of turn number 2.
That's right, and Sam there's got to be careful, which I think he does just have a bit of damage on his left front there. He has to be careful there not to understeer too wide and go into the grass. Just
Let's careful as if we go back. Yeah, sorry, that's Ryan Dudley. Sorry, guys. Sorry, viewers. Ryan Dudley is in the wall. He's just done a little bit of test of steering to make sure his car's still running. I assure you that all wheels are pointing more or less in the same direction. He's just rejoined in 11th position. We'll see if he's meatballed or not. I can see Daniel Wareham actually just slide off the corner at Quebec corner behind him. He's currently in 12th position. The progress of Callum Regarden, still currently 9th position behind Neil Stevenson, who we saw take an opportunist move a couple of laps ago. Still no progress from Callum. This is a difficult race for him.
Yep, that's right. You know, before we had Dan with these two battling, but as you look at the timing screen now, Dan is a good 1.5 seconds in front of him. So, you know, with Callum getting here battling with Neil. He's just lost some time to Dan, and Dan's managed to get another car in front of him in that of Sam Smith.
You know it's going to be a tough race when the likes of Callum Regarden and Dan Mould decide to actually set a qualification time, and that's what we've seen at Mosport today. So as we see Callum just get past, we move further forward to the 4th position, the battle for 3rd between Lovesley Thurtle and John Brown. It's still going on. John Brown has succumbed his fastest lap. That's gone to Dan Mould behind, who's just under 1.5 seconds now from this little bunch in front, and he'll be looking to establish a battle for the last place at the podium. We're less than halfway through the race at the moment. If I use my detective skills, I will find out how long the first race went. It went 14 laps, Mr. Jackson. So we'll be looking at pretty much halfway through at the moment. Currently on lap number 7, we're looking at another 7 or so laps before the completion of this race. Mark Brown, who we saw hit a podium in the first race, we saw him hit the wall in the second race, and he's decided to call it a day. So he'll be done for the day, I should imagine.
Yep, just as we see this battle now between John Brown and Arthur. That's the closest battle on track at the moment, with 800ths of a second between them. As I say that, Callum's just got past Sam, as you see Sam there jump off the curb.
Yeah, absolutely done him on the outside, and he's holding himself out for Neil Stevenson. Well, he actually tuck in front of Neil Stevenson, actually. That was a pretty confident move from Sam. He obviously knew the limit of his car and all the other cars around him, and he's out the last corner, just stepping down position slightly. He's -4. Mould and Reed Garden ahead of +5, and Neil Stevenson behind is also +4 as well. We'll see how this develops in a couple of laps. I'm just going to go run through the list now. 8th position in the championship, Alan McCain. He's currently out in the lead at the moment. It doesn't look like Mould and Reed Garden are on him at the moment. I don't know how far up they'll get in the reverse order, but he'll be looking to get quite well in the championship. Ryan Dudley currently 5th position. He'll with Daniel Worm, who's in 7th as well, looking to sort of farm and harvest as many points as they can from today. And obviously Neil Stevenson, who we saw had a pretty rubbish first race, having taken the pit. He'll be looking to get valuable points to recover himself and get himself closer to championship lead. Andrew McKinley, sorry. There's too many Andrews and Allens here. Andrew McKinley, we mentioned at the top of the show, he's not at this track this week, so it'll be all up in the championship. We're looking at the end of lap number 8. Alan McCain's still out in the lead, followed still by Stephen Norman, and Andrew Lovesley is still in 3rd position. Thurtle, Brown and Mould, 4th, 5th and 6th, and has Dan Mould got himself, as he sets another purple, has he got himself attached to the back of John Brown?
Yeah, he's well and truly attached to the back of him there, and I won't be surprised if he passes him shortly. Dan is only 2.5 seconds behind Alan. He is lapping. Dan's last lap was a 25.7. His best lap was 25.7, but his last lap was a 26.0, whereas Alan's was a 26.8. So if Dan manages to clear the traffic, he could be up there fighting for.
There's a little bit of contact going in the Quebec corner, and he turns him as well. John really needs to hold the brakes there as he swings himself round. These two guys, a little bit of history for you two guys. These guys live across the road from each other, so I would imagine one of them heard the other shouting then, and it wasn't on comms. That was a disappointing touch between those two guys, and they're all in the same Discord as well. So there'll be a little bit of banter going on. The best thing about that incident is it didn't drag anyone else into that as well. But that was an unfortunate move. Probably time to take a replay, Rob.
Yep, we can go back now and have a look at that. Just as we see the Dan there coming up, it just dives to the inside, and I think we'll go back and watch that again from a different angle.
Yeah, what I thought I saw was Dan take a late swing. I don't know if John knew he was there, or if he did know he was there, reacted fairly late, and maybe he was trying to react himself on Arthur. But yeah, a bit of an unfortunate unsighted move there from those two guys, and it's affected them quite big. That does give Callum Regarton a couple of positions. He's now up in the 5th position, as we were looking at Neil Stevenson's 6th position, and we're still looking at Neil, and he's running around turn number 1. So yeah, this is good for Neil. 2 championship contenders are not out, but they're certainly at the back of the grid. The back of the field. And I think Dan Mould has actually entered the pit lane, so he may take a fast repair, come out and rejoin. But yeah, certainly John Brown has dropped down all the way down in 10th position, and we're looking at Dan Mould, I think, is done for the evening.
Yep, it's as you say, saying about Neil as well. He's him and Callum are both +7, so they are the biggest gainers of this race so far. The next biggest gainer is Stephen in second, who is on +4.
I will just check the stats and see what the best finish for Stephen Norman is in this championship. He got a 5th and a 10th at Daytona in the last round. So yeah, this should be, if it stays the same for himself, and we don't want to be cursing people around here, because every time we curse the driver, I think Fraser Geraghty just gets a cold sweat wherever he is at the moment. But yeah, this will be his best position easily, unless he gets the rest of his race very, very wrong. Callum Reed Gardner has passed our third, we might have missed that one, but he's now up into 4th position. So there is a shot at the podium for himself, and Andrew Lovesley will be looking in the mirror. Andrew Lovesley won't give this up very easily. He does like to drive forward and defend quite harshly. So this should be quite a good race, I think, Mr. Jackson.
Yep, we could. I could just go back and see that. We can see that pass on that Callum did on Arthur. Again, coming down the back straight, alongside, gets the inside line for the next corner, and so yeah, it's I'd say quite an easy pass, not doing any disservice there to Arthur. But Callum's fast.
I think we have missed a battle for the lead.
No, we're back on now. Andrew is tucked up behind Stephen, but also Callum is tucked up behind Andrew as well now. So there's half a second covers 2nd to 4th position, and as we say that, Arthur is just clawing his way back as well himself to get on the back end of this train again.
Yeah, so I think I did see a timing glitch. I'm pretty sure that timing glitch would have been Moss Corner, actually. So it goes a little bit funky up there at the moment. But we have a very hot battle for 2nd, 3rd and 4th position. Reed Garton, the car at the back, is looking he's all over Andrew Lovesley like a powerful Moss. As we see him look on the outside, look on the inside, you can see the cars transition through turn number 7, which is pretty much strange or sort of double apex, really. But it looks like Callum Reed Garton's just got himself down the inside and got that job done on the Igni machine. And he's just holding him up a little bit out the last corner. Now we're going to see what Arthur Thurtle does. He looks down the inside. Lovesley defends. Arthur Thurtle looks on the outside. Lovesley defends. Through turn number 1 they go. They slide these little front end Hyundais. And they're gripping up and going now down to turn number 2, which is a downhill sweeper. You can see Lovesley just gets it set up lovely. Looks a little bit wide from Stephen Norman there. He will be looking in the mirror as we see what's Reed Gardner going to do. He's going to just try and set him up, I think, on the exit of Quebec corner. And he does. I think Steve Norman I thought he might touch the grass then, but he hasn't. He's just holding track position now. He's tucked in behind. So that's a successful move. A couple of positions in under a lap from Reed Gardner. That's quite successful. The gap between himself, Alan McCain, 1.5 seconds, Rob.
Yep, that's right. He's 1.5 seconds with about 2 laps to go. And he is lapping about a second quicker than Alan, so I wouldn't be surprised if coming up to the final corner that Callum is tucked up behind Alan and even pressurising him for the win.
It's been a while since we've seen a Reed Gardner last to first in Tanso TCR series. We didn't think he would be able to do it today with the quality of the reverse grid that we've seen so far, but he may be out to prove us wrong. Currently just 1.25 seconds. Alan Thurtle is still all over Andrew Lovesley, and Andrew Lovesley's result will be dropping off Steve Norman. And I thought Steve Norman might be in A livery today, so he's just in one of the default Hyundai one, which is I don't know what car he was out. Was he out in the Velastar last time out at Daytona?
I know, I think he was in a Hyundai, but he's actually in an Ignium livery, shown at my end.
Okay, right. So Ignium. that's me problem and not a broadcast problem, which is nice. Oh, there we go. You see him fine. Fantastic. So yes, the Ignium driver, Steve Norman, currently in 3rd position. So we see Callum Reed Gardner just touching the grass a little bit and starting that out. Yeah, that's another survival one for him. Wasn't quite as good as Dan Mould's save in race number 1, I must say.
As
also
we just see Arthur in the background.
Arthur Thurtle, absolute curse. Late on in the race, Arthur Thurtle with just under a couple of laps to go, has just slid himself outside of Quebec corner, which you can do if the tyre's just getting a little bit worn out. Rear touch, and he just went into the wall. That's gifted Derek Crowther, 6th position at the moment, and Ryan Dudley is currently taking advantage of that. He's back up in the 7th position. We just saw him in the inside of Moss Corner. This will be the battle of the damaged cars, Rob.
Yep, it will. It'll be a complete drag race right to the end. Coming up to the start of the the final complex. I'll just keep him one eye on the timing tower now, because Callum, as we jump to him, he's half a second now behind Alan, and I think we will be coming into the final lap at this race as well now.
Right, keep him peeled, guys.
Yep,
Barney got his flag out.
He has his waving a white flag, so it's the final lap of the race now, so Callum will be all over Alan like a bad rash and trying to gain that first position.
Like a soggy blanket. I can't think of any other ones of that, to be honest. So, Callum Regarden, last lap of round number 4, feature race, Tanso TCR series, is engaged in a battle for first position with the Team Matrix car of Alan McCain, a very experienced racer. We've not seen him out front in Tanso TCR that much, but here he is, and he's doing fantastically, holding a nice little solid line. He'll show Callum a car width and not a width more as they go down into the Moss Corner complex, where he's holding the inside line. And we can see now the reverse camera from the Hyundai up to the other Hyundai. What does it say on the front? Sun off, does it?
Yep, sun off.
Yeah, no, we don't want that in England. We want sun on for about another week or two. I think that would be lovely. I can work on my tan. As we see Callum Regarden look to the outside now. We've seen him do this multiple times this race. Is Alan McCain going to hold him to the inside? No, Alan McCain just walks him to the outside of the circuit now to give him the best line entry in. I think Callum's going to get this done on the brakes, Yep, he does.
He's made it stick. He's went in deep on the brakes. Alan still looking up the inside again a little bit, carrying some momentum.
So, out of the last corner. He did it in race number 1. He's done it again in race number 2. Callum Regarden takes your win. Round number 4, Tanso TCR Championship, followed by Alan McCain, followed by the dual Ignium guys, Steve Norman and Andrew Lovesey, and another Ignium guy, Neil Stevenson, who didn't sneak himself up to 5th there. 6th position, the first Insignia guy, Derek Crowther. Ryan Dudley, who will probably be off to the pub quite quick. He's in 7th position. Alan Arthur Thurtle in his first race weekend. He's in 8th. 9th, Sam J. Smith, who we saw hit the wall earlier. 10th position, John Brown, who we also saw hit the wall earlier, courtesy of Dan Mould. And there, hitting the wall, is Daniel Wareham. He's the last runner, finishing in 11th position.
Yep, that's right. I can bring up now the final official results. They come up on screen now, so there we have it. As we just said, we've got Callum Regarden in first, followed by Alan McCain and Stephen Norman rounding out the podium. Andrew Lovesey in 4th, Neil Stevenson in 5th, Derek Crowder in 6th, and Ryan Dudley in 7th. Arthur Thurtle in 8th, and Sam Smith in 9th. John Brown in 10th. Daniel Wareham, the last of the runners, in 11th. And then we have Dan Mould and JT Johnson 5 laps down, followed by Mark Brown 10 laps down. And unfortunately, Daniel Robb didn't make the grid for the final race.
That's the close of round number 4. We're just going to see if anyone does want to pop up from some spoken words. Typically, they stay in their chat with a little bit of post-race banter. I should imagine that's what they'll do again this time round. I think time to talk about driver of the day, Mr. Jackson.
I'll be honest, I didn't really see much of the first race, so I can't.
That was amazing. The Dan Mould save. The Dan Mould save. It was the stuff of legends.
Yeah, it's. I think again that one, Alan in the second race, he did quite well. He steady out front, and just unfortunately on the final race he got overtaken by Callum. But I think I'll have to give that one Alan, to be honest, because he was nice, calm, collected, and although he finished second, he started on the front row of the grid, and from start to finish he was up there, and it's just a nice steady race for him.
Fantastic. So that's one for Alain, or Alain. I think we call him Alain because it sounds like a race driver. I think I'm going to give mine to Regarden. You can't finish first twice with first without sort of swinging yourself around and saying he did quite well. I think mine will go to Mr. Regarden. I think. Can't see any drivers who want to pop up for an interview, so we should probably wrap this one up quite quickly, I think, Mr. Jackson. First of all, though, we will mention a couple of things. First of all, there is a race. Well, actually, no, there's only one thing, really. First of all, there's a race in 2 weeks' time. That's the next round, round number 5. It's a 6-round season, so it's quite a short season. So 22nd of July, Okayama. That's the next round. All these guys will be back. or most of these guys, I should imagine, looking to duke it out for championship positions. So hopefully you'll join us then. And then the final round is 5th of August at Knock Hill. That's going to be an absolute barnstormer because it's Knock Hill. And yeah, hopefully we'll see a few of you guys here for that. So if you guys want to join the series, there is a Discord link in channel description. So feel free to click on that link, join the Discord, inquire, and maybe you can be with us at Okayama. But for now, we bid adios, and we'll see you in 2 weeks' time.
Good night.
My cat is slat on my lap.
Oh, sorry, we're still live.